Okay, this is a story that I told at one of the Bigfoot conferences, a smaller Bigfoot conference. So what I'm doing here is I'm telling my story and the video from it, but also I'm adding over some footage of the scenery and all around the river, near the river where this all took place. Uh-huh. Okay. This is a Bigfoot symbol, and then the arrow's pointing off out here. So this is showing this is a nature trail here. And there's a ton of animal tracks here. I don't know if you can see them, but there's hog tracks everywhere right there. I don't know if it's light enough to see them yet on camera. Okay, I got that camera back on. There's another tree that hogs have been rubbing on a lot. So that's a tall hog right there. Pretty tall hog would be rubbing on that one. Make sure we're still recording. This looks old in here, like it's really been here a long time. But it looks too like it don't flood much more than it is now. The watermarks on the trees are only a little higher. This actually looks like an old logging road here. Looks like it goes right back up here to this other one that I was on a few minutes ago. These are some really old logging roads that almost covered back up. This is that hog root I came across a while ago. These leaves are pretty crunchy right now. If it rained, it would soften them up. I'll be back out here in that grass soon, where I won't be making all this crunching sound. There's a pretty fresh deer track right there. Going across the road. A fresh hog track behind it here. I was just curious what that said. says no vehicles beyond this point. It's got the hiking symbol, hiking, horse riding, and bicycling. A lot of times they use these old roads like this as part of the nature trail. And this road here is one of the ones in here that has a handicap symbol at the entrance of it, so handicapped people can actually drive down it. They can drive down in here and hunt where nobody else can. Anybody else has to park up there where we park and then walk in. So this area we're hunting this morning's a little different than yesterday. Yesterday we hunted around a lot of oak trees and oak hammocks. Figuring the hogs would be moving through there feeding, eating acorns off the ground. But this is pine flatwoods around here where we're at today. And the wild hogs, they'll travel out here around these pines and root around, rooting up insects and roots. They have really strong noses, really good noses. They can smell stuff a couple feet underground and root it up. And their noses are really strong. They can root up the ground a couple feet deep to get this stuff. But they have bad eyesight. They can smell really good, but they have bad eyesight. If you're close to them, you can just stand still and they don't see you as long as you're not moving. They don't usually see you. So these two guys here, they shot at the hog a while ago when I was sitting there by the pond, and they were across from me up in there. So they were pretty excited about that. They shot at a big red hog. He thinks he missed it, but he said they're going to go back up in there and look around for blood just to make sure. But there's hogs in here. I'll take my flashlight off and take my bipod off to keep it lighter. I like using the short rifle like this hog hunting. And what I try to do is like if I'm gonna shoot at one, I'll try to get against the tree to steady it good. I'll try to get down. I'll try to get down low and where I can get a good arm rest on my knee to hold the rifle steady, get a good steady shot. If I do happen to be out in the open, I do have the sling. I can wrap the sling and use that to help try to help hold steady. But some of this gets pretty thick out here, so having a short rifle is really good out here. I've always liked having a short rifle or a short shotgun for hunting out here in this thick stuff in Florida. There's more hog tracks right here. So this is a part of Florida that not many people get to see. This is all hog ridden here. This is all hog ridden out here. Might have been done yesterday. So I'm gonna get right up in here and hang out for a little bit. There's the nature trail sign. They use these orange markings for the nature trails. And they paint the little triangle. They paint those little rectangle shapes on the tree in orange too. There's a lot of water out here. We're real close to the Withlacoochee River. I'm sure a lot of this is from it. A lot of that water there is overflow, and then it goes through the culverts under the road here, over into this side here. Okay, so here's my encounter story, and I'm going to show some footage of right up at the river now. So we went out in the Green Swamp, one area we were hunting. They had just recently opened it up to hog hunting, and this place hadn't been hunted in years.
There was big hogs out there, hogs with big old huge cutters on them, big old huge teeth. So we're out there hunting, me and my buddy, and we walk out away from the truck because we got the way they did it back then. We had a permit to hunt, and then you could have two helpers. So what we did was my buddy's dad, he had the permit to hunt, so he had the shotgun or rifle, what he was using then. So me and my buddy, we had knives on us, and we were young, so we went on out away from the truck and found some hog rooting, and my dog, she just took off. You could tell she was smelling them. She just took off and disappeared in some really thick stuff. So we're right up along the Withlacoochee River, and we hear this we hear this growl, and this thing sounded like a tiger growling, and everything went dead silent. And you know, I'm out there hunting every weekend, and I'm standing there thinking, damn, what the hell was that? And trying to figure out what kind of animal here in Florida could growl like that. Now this thing, when it growled, it was so loud, it was like a tiger growling, and everything went dead silent. For several minutes, everything was dead silent. No birds, nothing. And my buddy's dad, he was way back up on the road with the truck. He heard it. And there was a game warden up there talking to him. He heard it. And he looked at my buddy's dad. He said, well, I guess your dog's dead now. So it was several minutes before there was any sounds came back. So after a few minutes, here comes this hog running out. My dog right behind it. So what happened is, I figured we ruined its hunt. We messed up its hunt. I think he was fixing to hunt. He was fixing to get that hog. My dog went in there and messed up its hunt. Yeah. So we got the hog. We swam the Withlacoochee River. We got the hog. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and add this in here too, since I just told about my first encounter. And then later on, after the encounter, I had another time where I was out here hunting, and it was in the evening. And when I was out here hunting with a couple of dogs, and my brother was with me, and might have had another friend with me too, I think. Anyway, this was my first time I was hit with infrasound when I was out here hunting. And I hunted at night, I hunted at daytime. It didn't matter to me. A lot of times we were hog hunting at night, and I was never afraid of anything. So this time here I was getting hit by infrasound. And this was one of the hunts that was later on after the growl. So I was starting to feel like anxiety and dread and like I needed to leave. I was feeling things like that. And I was trying to figure out why was I feeling these things, because I'm not afraid of anything out here. I hunt during the night, I hunt during the day, it don't matter. So I was trying to figure out what was going on here, why I was feeling all this. So this was out here in this same area. All the same area here that I just showed you. This was this happened during that time too as well, when I was out there doing a lot of hog hunting. And I was hit by infrasound later on too. But then I knew what it was. But this first time I was hit with infrasound out here, I never even thought about Bigfoot. None of the growl, and when I was hit with infrasound, I never thought about Bigfoot. The only thing you ever seen about Bigfoot back then was out in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest out there. So anyway, it was like from shows like the $6 Million Man, where they had Bigfoot on there, and then other stuff like that. And then also you had stuff with David Shealy on TV every once in a while with the skunk ape down in the Everglades. But other than that, I never even thought about Bigfoot out here in the Green Swamp. A lot of fresh hog rooting out here. A lot of fresh hog tracks and deer tracks too, I think, as well. This is all fresh hog rooting here. It's a nice big hog track right there. There's some big ones out here.
Wee, I'm sweating.
Oh yeah?
Did you tell by my shirt? Time we get to the snow, I can enter a wet t-shirt contest.
Mm.
Oh, geez, that was funny.
The other day when PJ was taking that plumbing apart and the water line busted on him,
Yeah.
and I ran outside and shut the water off, but his shirt got soaking wet and his shoes. And when the lady seen him a little bit later with his shirt all soaking wet, she was like, well, I turned the AC down a little bit.
She thought he was sweating.
She thought he was sweating. You had to tell her a couple times it wasn't sweat, it was the water. This was burned at one time. We have fires here in Florida from the lightning. Sometimes that causes it. And then sometimes they do controlled burns. Yeah, this might be lightning here that started this. But the one park ranger was explaining to us last year that they have that normally about every 3 years out here there's fires because of lightning. So from what he was saying, like about every 3 years, the each block should be burned within like a 3-year cycle. So they do some controlled burns out here. All these management areas in Colt Creek State Park. All these areas they do controlled burns. And then sometimes you have lightning fires out here.
See, nobody said we got our steps in today.
Yeah, they do.
We got more than our steps in already. With this morning and this.
Mm-hmm. So here's another trail marker. Alright, so now
We go this way.
let me check them out. Okay, so we'll go that way. That takes us back out to the truck.
All right. That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Just wanted to double check the map. Make sure we're going in the right direction.
I bet this was full of water last weekend too.
Yeah, it would have been. It's still wet.
was a good PB&J you made on that honey wheat bread.
I'm glad you like it.
That actually, I think I'd like to keep getting that brand because it's so much softer and
Yeah.
than the Great Value or whatever. I like it a lot better. I'm gonna start getting it. And the slices all the slices are big. Well, you know, just better.
Yeah.
Better pay a little bit more for that.
This area here has been burned a while back.
Uh-oh, which way do we go? What is your map?
Let's see. It's looking like we go this way.
Huh?
This just shows one trail, but well, that has the orange marking right there.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. So I was looking for more orange markings
Well, me too.
before we start going down one. Let me look over here.
Well, please. There's a little bit of orange on this one. It maybe got burned off, but there is orange on it, see? On that tree right there, the little one.
No, I don't see no orange.
Oh, you don't see it right there?
Uh-uh.
Look.
You're looking at a piece of bark.
Oh. No, I don't want to get lost.
Now let's just walk up here a little bit and see if we see any more markings. just keep going this way. Oh, that's still smoldering.
Oh,
So that just recently burned. This just recently burned because that's still smoldering in
there
here.
it is. Just wonder, this makes you wonder if that was a controlled burn or lightning.
I don't know. Take one of these waters out of my backpack, will you?
Here.
Can you put it back in? If not, I'll put it in yours.
Got it.
Okay. It's pretty much burning itself out though. Maybe that'll help a little bit too.
What's that on that tree right there?
Moss.
Oh.
Or mold, whatever you want to call it.
Can you carry this just for a few minutes and I'll
Okay.
take it back? I don't know how much further we got to go.
Go ahead, sit down a minute.
Ugh. not because of my breathing, because of my feet.
Okay.
Give my feet a rest. Not that these shoes are comfortable, don't get me wrong. I'd be saying that if I was in flip-flops, tennis shoes, or whatever.
Yeah, you still gotta break them in though. You still gotta walk in and walk them.
But I'm glad I got 'em now. Just feel safer with them on.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief.
Right.
I don't think there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
We're almost there, babe. It's just a little bit more. We're going the right way.
You still smell it?
Yeah.
Smell the burning.
Yeah, I smell it. Yeah, see, here's some of them signs now, so we're still going the right way. So there's the signs, the hiking signs. We're getting close to being back to the truck.